Hello, everybody. It's 3 minutes past, so let's get started. And there's nothing on the agenda, but welcome anyway to the December 9th SIG Multicluster call. Yeah, even when we've got nothing to talk about, you're all still welcome. Does anybody have anything to discuss, or shall we end it really early?
Well, apart from please review my PR. By the way, Laura, you commented on my last PR, but I didn't saw you after that. You are not talking in case you want to talk.
Oh, sorry. Wrong mic. Is this mic on? Anyways, yeah, I'm actually looking at that right now, and I see that you made some changes. They're still like the two paragraphs are still like different from each other, so I don't 100% understand if that's like the intention or not, or the meaning seems different to each other. And if you have some time to talk about it right now, we can do that briefly.
Sure. Well, the whole IP families thinking is kind of implementation defined, and port are
Right.
absolutely not. So that's the main difference, I guess.
Okay, so the port conflict change is supposed to not be implementation defined of the that all network traffic must only be directed to endpoints that actually expose the targeted port. So all implementations are supposed to have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. It is on purpose then.
Yeah, because like the way you report the IP families in and all of that is implementation defined. So I just want to say for IP families, hey, by the way, you may do this.
Right. Yeah, I think like before for service port, it was saying it will be this union. It wasn't saying anything specific about like whether everything will route or not. And then when I was looking at the notes from when we talked about this in October 14th, I was under the impression that I'm rereading it a little bit, and maybe I should like read the transcript from the meeting to make sure that this is on the right side, or like that I'm reading the notes properly, but that we weren't being that prescriptive about what like that change, I guess, between if before, which was vague, I guess, and now, which is saying you have to drop these other ports, or not. Like you need to interject when you're routing to make sure that you go to one that has the right port specified. I just didn't feel like that's exactly what we agreed, but I can be convinced. I just want to make sure that I'm on the same page about that.
I mean, we were saying a mix of IP family and port during the discussion.
Right.
I think we were mostly discussing about port and recognizing that in some situation, for some implementation, depending on what you chose in terms of implementation define and all of that, it might be the same issue. And we likely want to add some phrasing there to say, hey, by the way, this is the same issue.
Right. Yeah, and I definitely get the point of wanting to say, hey, this is the same issue. And I think what I'm seeing here in the way that the KEP is written is that they're being what the KEP is saying, like you have to do as implementation is different between these two. So I want to make sure I understand why that is.
Well, I changed it to must. There is still the when this might result in network traffic reaching only a subset on the like
Do I need to refresh
Yeah.
this page or something? Yeah, because like for IP family conflict, I see raise this conflict when this might result in network traffic reaching only a subset. And then for port, it says the and raise a port conflict condition will, it's like will blah, 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 raise a port conflict condition. In that case, network traffic must be directed only to endpoints from constituent services that actually expose the targeted port. So the IP family ones is really soft, and the port conflict one is really like strict.
Right.
Right.
Um,
And I thought they were going to be the same of whichever those two things they are.
I mean, it's kind of the same. I can. I mean, if you have suggestion on how to rephrase that, I would be happy to have that. But I mean, the base is that ports are implementation defined and ports are not implementation defined and IP families are implementation defined. So there must be some like level of saying if your implementation doesn't care about that because I don't know, there is a gateway on each cluster that supports dual stack and you don't care about at all about IP families conflict, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main reason.
Okay. Yeah, I think if I understand what you're saying correctly, then I guess I just don't agree that the port conflict should be not implementation defined.
I think
that's what I'm saying compared in the words that you're using.
So you want implementation to that it's actually possible to redirect traffic to ports that are not exposed or something?
I think what I'm saying is that that's the bigger difference, I guess, between these two and what it was before. I don't want traffic to route to services that don't have the port exposed, but as a person, but I don't know if what we can write in this KEP about what implementations can or cannot do, like what the effect of that is.
Okay, we can start as like a may or something like,
right,
or,
and
try to something like that.
And I think where I get extra stuck because these are together is because we're treating IP families differently, even though we talked about them in the same like context when we were making these changes. And if I understand correctly, then like if a service, if one of the services, to the IP families case, if one of the services, backed services is like only defined with like an IPv4 family and the originating cluster contacts it with a IPv6 address, then like that's another case where it's unroutable, right? The same as
it might be if you don't have like a super gateway that does dual stack. I don't know, for instance, if your MCS is a gateway in the cloud and you have nothing in your cluster, maybe it works.
Right. So yeah, I guess I feel like the reason that we made the IP family soft is the same reason that like is the same mechanical situation that the port misrouting could be under. So yeah, personally, I would like to either them both to be strict or both to be soft, because that feels like they seem like the same problem. But if other people disagree strongly, then
but I think it's already strong because I put a must, no?
For
like the IP family.
Right, to raise the condition. There's like two pieces. There's the condition, raising the condition versus what we're saying about the traffic. And I think for
Okay.
both of these, we were supposed to be strong about raising the condition. And for both of them, we were supposed to be soft on what actually happens to the traffic.
Because for IP families, the problem is not that you wait. The problem is more on export side, because if you basically the conflict should appear if you cannot reach all backends. But wait, let me think.
I mean, both of these are going to be like, both of these conflicts are most eventually going to be triggered from the export side, because the imports are going to have like the union or intersection. They're going to have to make that decision then.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah. I realized that. Yeah. For the but for like directing traffic towards something, the port is like there is something about it, because if you have like multiple port and it's different and blah blah blah, and you don't want to necessarily redirect the port like to a service that are not declaring this port. But for IP family, it's a bit different, I think, because it's mostly on export. You just want to raise the conflict, and then you cannot do much more, I think.
Tell me more about what you're just trying to say about the ports. Like, what's the situation?
Like you have the same service across two clusters, and one define, I don't know, port 80 and the other one port 80 and 81.
Mm-hmm.
If you are reaching for port 81, you should only get redirected to the second cluster, I guess.
Okay. I think you're saying, okay, so you're saying that like the consumer is the one who.
Well, there is two things. There is the export to say, hey, there is an issue, and the consumer also to do not go on the bad cluster, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Like for the, how to say, like I think what you're saying for the IP families, like by definition, by definition, the IPv6 and IPv4 are both going to the same place, quote unquote, but the ports could be going to two meaningfully different like endpoints. Like it could be hosting a totally different service on number, port 81 versus port 80.
Something like
Like
that.
the update of the service or something.
But you could have the same for IP family, but it means that, I mean, the client is using an IP family, and you will likely not nail it to will likely not do like IPv4 to IPv6 or something. So you don't have that much choice if you do all of that, I guess. I don't know if you would have a situation where you can like not do the same thing for port. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, but I'm thinking hard about what you're saying. Okay, well, yeah, I think I'm typing in here right now. No.
But I mean, I can add the second sentence also for IP families.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
it
can't
would
share my
make
screen
sense.
right now, but I just added a comment of
Okay.
what I expected for the network traffic should be directed only, and then
Okay, fine.
the yeah. The idea that, like in the example you gave, that port 81 has like a materially different service that the consumer could have been requesting on purpose to get that materially different version of the service from, like that hits up against like a lot of other assumptions about like all services in a multi-cluster service are fungible to each other. And I understand that this is like a nuanced case, and sometimes we're talking about it could be like a, I don't know, update of a service seems like a possible version, maybe, though if you have to change the port in your your consuming application, like why didn't you, like you disrupted one side of the application anyway, so kind of confused about that. But the case could occur, I guess, where you use that as a kind of rolling upgrade technique. But yeah, I think that's like the philosophical part it like hits up against, and that's where it's like, I think besides the point, I think there's the point of like it kind of changes our expectations strongly by making it from a haha we didn't tell you what to do to haha you must like change routing.
Well, I'm fine starting with
Yeah.
like a not must. I don't know the
Sure.
word.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I guess I'm just
I
trying to
applied your turn actually.
get my brain thought fully out in the, so that the AI model of myself will know that this is how I felt about it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, for I think if other people feel, or if there's a better argument for that, we should make that like a strong change and like implement the conformance that strongly and stuff, then I'm open to it. But the philosophical side it hits up against for me is then about whether these services are like fungible to each other anymore. And that has been a thing we back off of a lot of stuff on behalf of in the past. So I want to like just like build it in that assumption, if that's an important assumption to us, which I think it is.
The problem, if we change that, we have to change the union of port, I think. Something like that. I don't know to what, but to an exact match, I guess. Because like if the service are not fungible to each other, it means that two services with different ports cannot be put together, basically, I think. Like you will just raise a conflict in your any port that are different than the oldest one, I guess.
Right. I see your point. Yeah. Definitely hitting up against like, when are we the same? Okay, well, I do see that you accepted this change, so I'm cool with this if we start with should for sure, and then I continue to accept or am interested in if anybody else has opinions of moving more to must in one or either of these situations regarding how routing is. But I can definitely, I'm cool with this for now for sure.
Well, I guess we'll see what the implementation does.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for talking to me about it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
Thanks for being interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is already a must in the first one, apart from the order, but that was pre-existing.
It's
on the IP families. And then
but the must in the first one correspond to the will in the second one, I think. Wait. No, in that case it was.
Yeah, the way this is written, the must is for the IP family conflict.
Yeah.
And then the routing, it has a might attached to it. And actually doesn't say anything about what the implementation must, should, or may do about the routing, just that the conflict is raised when that might result in that. And then
Yeah.
the port one is like, you will raise this port conflict, which is kind of like a must. But then says about the routing, originally it said in that case, network traffic must be directed, or I don't know, originally.
Yeah, and then it says should.
Original of this conversation today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up until 3 minutes ago.
Up until 3 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. So there's like two major things changing, or two categories, IP families and port conflict. And within each of those, there's two things, whether the conflict is required or not, and then whether the routing behaves in a specific predictable way or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm putting a few notes and stuff here as well. That's all my reactions.
In case I can trap you with the other PR also. It just missed a small good to me. Like Stephen have reviewed it and added his approval already.
Sorry, say again. Is this a different PR or this one?
Yeah, 5588.
Okay. Okay, I moved to 5588. Yeah, Arthur, do you still want a hard LGTM from Mike, or?
I want a me for anybody.
Okay, that doesn't. Sorry, by hard from Mike, I meant like specifically from Mike, or are you okay with
just because
from
he
the
interested.
comment?
Yeah. He interacted with the PR, and I think it's fine for him because I think he added a reaction to one of my comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, just waiting for anyone.
Okay, got it. All right, I'll turn my my evil eye onto this PR now.
Yay.
Okay, great. I'm gonna have. Do you want to talk about this now, or can we do this one offline? Because I'm not ready. I'm just.
I can certainly do this offline, but
okay.
It's supposed to be quite simple also.
Oh, okay. I see.
But yeah, I'm happy as I get a good to me, like, I don't know, in a few weeks' time.
Internal traffic policy field sensors import to match service API, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I kind of remember this.
It's basically a lift of like 2 fields from the service.
I do remember talking about this. Which are username? I'm literally reading it right now. Okay, I see. I kind of read it. I'm just literally reading this right now. Or the comments. Okay, I see. Oh, nice. From including links to the sure. Okay. That's fine. Okay. I like it. I will represent Mike in this situation. And I also think that you have done what Mike asked for, more or less, and they're linkable to the docs. Okay. There's that. It's happening live, people.
Yay.
Yay. And I'm still writing this comment on the other one, but
Yeah, we just need the easy CLA to wake up. I'm not sure.
I think
think it will,
go
right?
eventually. It's
yeah,
fine.
I think it's fine too. Or I guess that is kind of weird, but I forget what order those things happen in sometimes.
Yeah, if it doesn't happen, you might need to rebase and push the PR again. At least
There
some
is
times.
I'm pretty sure there is a prow command to like kick easy CLA specifically. By the way, I forget what it is, but
I think it will go. Just have to wait a few minutes. Sometimes it happens.
But if it gets stuck, I think there is a specific prow command for only triggering that job. I've seen happen in the wild before.
Oh yeah, check CLA.
Yeah. Okay, I'm finishing this comment, which I can, not everybody has to be on the call while I'm typing this, obviously. So yeah, if there's any other topics, feel free.
To the PR you add your logo to me, there is also an associated PR on the API side.
Oh, okay.
Sent you the link on Zoom.
Yes, I got it.
But you can do it afterwards if you wish.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. That's this one. Not this one. Okay. Okay, I see. That one looks fine too. Okay.
And apart from that, I'm good. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while we wait for the PRs to merge, does anybody else have anything to discuss? If not, I'll wish everybody a good rest of the day, and I'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Yes. See
Thank
you there.
you. See you.
Bye.
Bye.